one move. So how do they want to play around this lane?
It's a tough one. I think you just leave Afterlife to get whatever out of that one, and you make sure that you crush the Stone Spirit with the Tiny.
Okay, guys, this is going to be the first game of Team Spirit versus one move, but first we're going to have a quick word from our sponsors and get right into it, so check it out.
Сейчас поиграем.
Сейчас будет показательное. Сейчас будет показательное.
请做好开战准备。
Welcome back as we get ourselves straight into this game. So let's take a look here in the mid lane. We can see that already, you know, there's starting to be some, well, the wards are going down. There's a couple of smokes going through as well. And looking at this, Harry, even at level 1, do you think there's a potential for a gank here, or is this just, you know, both teams posturing, looking to get some wards down, looking to get that vision?
I mean, there's always a chance that someone missteps, but if no one missteps, I don't think there's gonna be any potential for a kill. I don't see one move being crazy enough to run in with heroes that basically don't do much level 1. Tiny is probably gonna skill up a tree. You have Iron Shell level 1, which does absolutely nothing, and yeah, a PA good at chasing, but not really good at fighting. So you're probably gonna try to dodge Spirit, especially the Undying here. Get your 2 runes, and that's about it.
Okay, well, we'll see coming into this game. I mean, the wards have gone down either side of the river. Both teams looking to get that going, you know, so just get that early vision here. There might be a mini engagement coming through on this bottom rooms. We see 3 heroes. No, it looks like the Storm Spirit moving himself away here. So yeah, Mira and Collapse, they're moving themselves into the river, and it is just going to be that 2-for-2. Gilga going to be chased down. Yatoro, I think he's just a little bit slower there than the Tiny, so not going to be able to catch up, get that damage off. And Gilga even taunted him there with a high 5. Yeah, with those boots, Tiny just a little bit faster.
AM is one of the faster heroes in the game. 310 is actually a pretty good movement speed, but when someone has boots, well, it's not really going to be possible to get on top of them barefoot.
Yeah, and looking at this mid lane, we see Ironcrad coming up against Lal. I mean, Lal already starting off here with the Remnants and Ironcrad in that. With the Crypt Swarm, any changes to the build for the Death Prophet? Is it still Crypt Swarm as well as the Spirit Siphon you want to be going towards? No changes there. Maybe you're going to get an early point in Silence, but just because of the Storm Spirit, probably not even. Okay, the toss back onto Miposhka. Miposhka going to be taking some Iron Shell damage here now as well. Coming up against Afterlife, but Gilga taking the tower shots. Trying to get that pull through. Will lose his courier, so technically first blood, but I mean, poor courier is only trying to do the jobs as the Iron Shell continues to go down here, even underneath that tier 1 tower. Trying to get that joy away. Miposhka taking a bit of damage from this in Afterlife. He just wants to keep the pressure onto the Anti-Mage, it looks like, and yeah, the Iron Shell, even with the tower shots, it's still going to be doing a little bit to Yatoro, but on the bottom lane, there's a lot of damage going onto the Disruptor and Pantomime. He needs to back himself away. Even Munkushi suffering a bit in this lane.
Yeah, this is the thing that Beastmaster and the Rubik, they like to spam a lot, and you're up against the PA, and both of them started off with sticks, so they're gonna have the mana to do so, and this is already proving to be a problem for one move who, I mean, they themselves didn't get the sticks, and only now they're gonna be delivered.
Yeah, and you can see the odds on screen from EGB. They do think that Team Spirit is going to have a bit of a better time in this game. Not massive odds there for one move. You know, they're not looking at 10 to 1s, 11 to 1, anything like that. But they aren't the favorites here, as you can see the odds from EGB. Bottom lane, Collapse is going to be taking a lot of damage, though. Can he get himself in a safe position from this? The Thunderstrike coming through now, level 2 onto Pantomime. So he does have that glimpse as well as the Thunderstrike. And how do you feel? I mean, we're seeing a lot of disruptors now. In fact, Pantomime might be the one in trouble. We'll come back to that in a second. Pantomime, can he get himself away from this one? Collapse, he might be the one to pick up first. What he will be. And the disruptor does go down.
Collapse just doing his things. He popped a salve intentionally so that the enemy see him, and then he started juking around the trees. So you want to take that one away as Pantomime, and suddenly you're just dead because you're a little bit too deep.
Yeah, and how do you feel about, I wasn't going to ask before the first blood, but disruptors, we've seen a lot of them go for that glimpse level 1. How do you feel about this being picked up? Because I know in the past a lot of people were, you know, adamant that Thunderstrike level 1 was the way to go.
It does a lot of damage. The thing is that the cooldown is pretty high, so I'm not 100% certain it's the best spell in terms of damage, but in terms of conserving your mana, it's definitely up there.
Okay. And mid lane, you see Lyle taking some harass coming out from the Death Prophet here now as well. He's got his bottle, boots flying in on the courier as well. So Lyle going to be able to get himself into the jungle, find himself this bounty rune as well, just to refill the bottle. And even maybe, yeah, dropping a remnant here as well. As back on the bottom lane, you can see that Munkushi, he's not being deterred just yet. Still throwing those daggers out, still getting the aggression on to collapse. So Beastmaster going to be a wee bit careful here, but he does have the tangos, has that regen, and should be fine.
Collapse is gonna be okay now with the Helm of the Iron Will so early on this Beastmaster. He's not really gonna be in that much trouble. PA started off with the Blightstone. You know, Munkushi had an idea of being aggressive onto heroes that don't really have all that much armor, but when both of them, you know, when Mira has a wand and when Collapse has the Helm of the Iron Will, you don't die. And Phantom does, actually.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble here now, Phantom. He's going to juke up to the top up north now. Glimpse comes out onto the Beastmaster, so Collapse taking a lot of damage from Munkushi. But the Fade Ball is still there to get the kill on Munkushi. He wasn't able to jump. Not going for the Phantom Strike onto the Beastmaster there as well, and Collapse. Does he want to come back into this? He has Mango to throw those axes. And Munkushi just disappears.
They're outplaying one move. One thing that Spirit tends to know how to do, especially in their off lane, is to play the lane. And one move where, well, one of their biggest weaknesses has been the laning phase, and they haven't drafted themselves up for success in terms of lanes. So we are kind of seeing the problem in that one. At least the Darkseer is farming okay-ish, but Yatoro is not being pushed back at all.
Yeah, I know, you can see there on the net worth. Yatoro is still third in net worth. Mira on the bottom lane is going to take some harass, but yeah, Yatoro, he's still looking fine. And Afterlife, he's running out of mana now as well. He's got that Ring of Health, but he doesn't actually have anything to regen the mana. So going to be chased down. Miposhka as well. The damage coming out onto Afterlife. Afterlife just trying to do what he can underneath this tier 1 tower. The double avalanche does come through. The toss back now as well onto Miposhka with the Iron Shell. But Miposhka just going to be able to walk himself away from this. Nothing to keep him anchored in. And now Yatoro just comes right back in for the harass onto Afterlife.
The Spirit are really going for the aggressive plays on both bottom and top, and with these kind of approaches, they're just getting so many creeps away from the enemy cores.
Yeah, and you can see this, the Anti-Mage so confident. He's diving behind that tier 1 tower with his blink aggressively. Miposhka trying to do what he can with the decays as well, getting those stacks up, building the health, building the damage as well. And at the minute, Team Spirit, it's only 1k net worth lead for them. 3 kills ahead though. Nearly 6 minutes in. Every single lane it looks like. Well, maybe not the mid lane, but he is only about 400 gold behind. But yeah, the 2 side lanes at the minute, Team Spirit having a really good time.
Yeah, but Laurel will be a much faster farmer than Aincrad himself. The thing is, Aincrad needs to make those towers fall, and considering that the lanes went badly, it's not going to be easy to do. Whereas Laurel, with this build that he has gone for, well, he's just going to be able to farm the creep camps and stuff like that, and just get himself up there in terms of net worth. So Team Spirit are in a very comfortable position right now on all of their heroes.
Yeah, and I suppose when the Beastmaster is going to be your tower pusher as well, it just means that Lol can match the aggression, match the rotation of Aincrad. If Aincrad rotates to one of the side lanes, maybe to try and get a push down onto the tower, if they find a gap, you know, Lol just matches it, gets the damage out, zips right in, drops a remnant, and Aincrad has to be really aware of where he uses his exorcism, because Storm Spirit will just be able to rotate and follow.
That is true, and you can see that Aincrad is trying to move. They just know they have to make a kill happen, and they will. Mira, of course, will try to go for a TP unsuccessfully, but those kills, like this one, need to be fast. If that took any more time, it would have been a disaster, but this way, it's actually quite nice for one move.
Yeah, really nice kill to get them on the board, onto the Rubik there as well. But, I mean, the Beastmaster's not going to mind that collapse. He's going to be fine just farming up. Munkushi moved himself right back into the lane to find it. And how's Munkushi doing in terms of net worth? If we take a look at the... God, he's about 500 gold behind the Anti-Mage, and that's nearly half an item on one of on your Battle Fury, and it is going to be the Battle Fury here. It looks like for Munkushi, he's already got that Orb of Corrosion, but he's got that Ring of Health, so it looks like he wants to go into the Power Treads and then right back into the BF.
The thing about Battle Fury heroes is that the timing is very important, because it increases your farming speed by so much, especially on a hero like a PA, because you can easily farm the Ancients once you get it. So, you know, being behind the AM is already going to be a problem, and his laning phase not going well means that he probably won't be coming in to get kills, whereas an AM can always join the fray, use a mana void just to accelerate the farm, just lightly.
Yeah, oh, mid lane, there is going to be the jump in though, there's going to be the vortex back as well. Aincrad can get himself away from this one. The silence comes out onto 3 heroes, but the toss going to be there trying to get some safety. Oh, the damage is going to be up to Aincrad trying to get himself away. Mira will still get the kill, and the chase down onto Gilga. Gilga, can he get himself away from this one? Not with the telekinesis. Even Munkushi, I mean, Munkushi's going to try to get himself in, but he's not going to be able to get the kill. And there's a regen rune there for Lol. Lol will be absolutely fine. In fact, if they want to reset after he's got a lot of mana, a lot of health back, they can make another dive in, but it looks like collapse on the bottom lane. He's even just going to be able to split this wave, so it's just going terribly wrong here for one move all over the board.
Munkushi, if he dies right now, it's gonna be an absolute disaster, and Larl is going for it. Okay, he's fine. That jump from Munkushi, and there was no way you're getting a kill. You don't have level 6. Let's say you have level 6, you're hoping, okay, I'm gonna double crit and I'm gonna get him, right? I'm relying on luck, but with 70 damage, you're not killing anyone.
No, absolutely not. And he dove himself into 4 heroes. I'm surprised he wasn't punished more for that. But it looks like Team Spirit were just in full, you know, they got their objectives and they just wanted to back themselves away. Maybe not even thinking that Munkushi was going to jump into 4 heroes.
That is one of the plays that is only enabled because you absolutely crushed your opponents in the laning phase, right? You go in that play with 1 or 2 levels less on your heroes in general, and one move, turn it around completely because the DP survives. You saw how close it was, and they brought 4 heroes, right? So Spirit recognizing the fact, or, you know, kind of trying to see where their limits are, considering that it started so well, and they had no limits in that one. Killing Aincrad after the exorcism was used, you kind of crippled one move for a very long time now.
Yeah, and this is the thing that we saw that Collapse didn't even rotate into that. He was able to get that tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. And if one move want to try and do the same thing, like you say, it's going to take them a little bit longer because there is no exorcism here for the next 40 seconds or so. So it looks like Afterlife, he's just going to be skipping the wave, and the Death Prophet moving back into the jungle while the Beastmaster moves into the mid lane, looking to take down another tier 1 tower.
Larl now wants to play very aggressive because he knows there's no level 6s on the Disruptor and he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's going to get that dive in now as well. The Vortex comes out. There's going to be the Fade Ball, and Larl does get the kill. He's going to be getting really down low, though. Does he have any bottle charges left? He does, even a Shared Tango, though. So to get the kill, they don't overextend, and they back themselves away safely. Really good play there from Team Spirit, just to get the 1 pick off.
This is very smart from Team Spirit. I'm betting on the fact that when the game started, they said, guys, we want the fights to be around the mid lane. We don't want our Storm to rotate, and we do not want their DP to rotate. So let's play around the mid lane. And they managed to do it so well. They win the side lanes. They even bring an anti-mage to the mid lane. And now everything was around it. This mid lane tower, 1 move, it shouldn't have fell. And especially shouldn't have fell before the top tower of Spirit. And now Spirit can do whatever they want because they're so far ahead.
Yep. The roar being used there. Avalanche did get off before the roar came out, but it wasn't enough to keep him alive, and Pantheon just has to TP himself away, trying to help out his fellow support. But now the roar is down. Do they want to go into Munkushi? Munkushi, he is going to be in that blur form with the active Gorm, but it looks like it's actually going to be a rotation up to the top lane here. Yatoro trying to make it back. Afterlife, the tier 1 tower, it will go down. Exorcism is going to be used. That's actually going to be a really nice instant one. Field Static Storm, but do they have the damage to take them down now as well? Afterlife needs to move himself around, and Mira will be taken down, and Yatoro just jumps himself right into this. But Maposhu's going to get low. Maposhu will go down. The Vortex on the back line. They might be able to get a kill onto the dark side now as well, but no. Yatoro's going to get really down low. Did they get a kill onto Lal? Lal silenced. So now they'll be able to zip-zap himself away from this one. And Yatoro, he's got that blink. Can he get himself away from this one? It looks like he might just be able to. So low health. But 1 move, a really good fight to take down 3 and only lose the Darkseer there.
Yeah, you could see from that fight that what Team Spirit are doing are testing the limits of their lineup, testing the limits of their heroes. Because there is no reason that you go to defend that tower rather than seeing what I can do. And if they were playing against another tier 1 team and you could defend the tower and you don't, you might lose a game, because with here you lose a fight, but you're still not losing all that much map control and stuff, and you know, and farm around the map, so you are okay with giving it away. But overall, it's a big win for 1 move overall.
Yeah, and while that's happening though, Yatoro was able to get himself out alive. He's still continuing to farm. Even before the Battle Fury's up, you can see that he's got about 1,000 gold net worth lead over Munkushi. Munkushi could be in a little bit of trouble now as well. You actually want to make the dive. I think we know roughly where it is. The ping is coming through here. Porsche the furthest one forward. Mira's going to back him up, and that blur form is there. And then Kushi was that diving. What's going to be stolen now as well? Low, he wants to get himself right into it. He's going to find him strike away. Now we'll tell Kanuki they have that zigzag back now as well. The vortex, and then Kushi, he's going to get low. Going to have enough to absolutely do to get this kill. Static Storm connected out. The trap 3 heroes. Do they have enough damage to get the return kill? They do. They take down Low. The collapse is coming into this now as well. The glimpse comes out, but the roll will be there, and the damage onto the Tiny should still be able to get that kill. He will be able to. Even Pantomime, the Posture wants to go to the base over this. Oh, maybe just a little bit too far here for the Undying.
天灰下塔正受
Yeah,
到
maybe. I think that you are maybe right that Team Spirit were a little bit too far. 13 minutes in, this kind of reminds me of Tops on TI9. You know, when he's diving you in tier 3s, 12 minutes into the game. But yeah, this is definitely too deep. They are creating space for the anti-mage, but considering Yatoro doesn't have a Battle Fury yet, it's not like his farm is going to be accelerating like a lot from these kind of moves.
Yeah, but I suppose again, any time that the Phantom Assassin is going to spend dead, it is going to be an opening for the anti-mage just to create a little bit more of a gap. And I mean, he's only about 300 gold away, not even that. He's about 140 gold away now from completing that Battle Fury. So it is going to be about a 14-minute Battle Fury here for the AM. Meanwhile, the Phantom Assassin, he's going to be so far away from this.
正在扫描。
Yeah. Definitely needs time on Munkushi, but yeah, I mean, with the broadsword in general, you're gonna start doing a bit more damage. The biggest problem for Munkushi is that he really cannot join a fight, right? If he jumps into the middle of the fight and the Beastmaster is a part of it, the other ones maybe he can escape from, but the Beastmaster, no. He is definitely gonna die, but One Move are finally going for a move of their own, and at least forcing out some TPs here on the anti-mage would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, the Sounds comes through now as well. Did they have that toss back? It's that Avalanche as well. Was that toss? There is going to be the shield up. And Yatoro is just going to be able to blink himself out.
He returned the A-toss. That was not perfectly played by One Move. They wanted to combo all of their spells perfectly, and because of it, in the end, the A-toss came a little bit too late. You push it back with the counter spell, and suddenly you don't have enough lockdown for the kill.
Yeah, and you see that, I mean, Ironcrad, he popped the double damage rune for that there as well. So they want to get something out of this. They've got that exorcism going. It's going to be wearing off, so the fortification. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, passing the vortex now as well. The drive back onto the Disruptor, he does not get out alive.
And the biggest problem is that the tier 2 will fall. A next wave of creeps is coming. You don't have your biggest teamfight ulti at this point. You're in trouble. Of course, One Move, we're here talking about how Spirit are controlling this game. But if I was Spirit, I'd stop playing around, because Darkseer, he might not be good against the AM in lane, but as the game progresses, he becomes increasingly difficult for the AM to deal with, because AM illusion is something that crushes you, right? Yeah. So as the game goes on, as the wall of replica gets stronger and potentially he gets an Aghanim Scepter somewhere down the line, I wouldn't be feeling comfortable if I was Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that the Dark's here on the top lane. You know, he is just finding that free farm. Afterlife moving around with the Iron Shell, not really being contested for the past few minutes. So he is finding that space, going towards. It looks like the Guardian's Greaves right off the bat. But while this is happening, Team Spirit is right into the Roche pit, and they do have that Beastmaster here, so he's gonna be able to send out Hawks. You know, get some early warning systems out. Oh, Darkseer might even lose his courier. It looks like Yatoro. So cruel, so cruel.
Yeah, that's not really nice from him. But you can see the sense of urgency now from Team Spirit. They're going for objective-based gaming. They don't want to dive any longer. They've kind of went for the most their lineup can do. So okay, we can't do this, we can't do that. Now let's go back to just playing a normal game of Dota, and they are still pretty far ahead.
Yeah, and this net worth lead here, again, only 4k, 7-11 and 5k now, only 7-11 in terms of kills. But One Move, like you saw, trying to jump onto the anti. Oh, the anti-mage, he gets the counter spell off now as well onto Gilgear. So he's got that chase down, no TP for the Tiny. Tiny trying to get himself away from this one, but the toss is going to be stolen as well. 3 heroes around, it's only going to be a matter of time before Gilgear goes down. Yatoro walks himself right back into the avalanche, but it looks like with the body blocks, saving the kill for the anti-mage.
Usually, you know, I don't care who gets the kill, but AM is that kind of a hero. Laurel is alone in the mid lane, so he's gonna lose the Aegis.
Maybe. He's just gonna be able to walk himself out of the Static Storm. He's gonna be... I mean, he's got bolt charges here as well. He's gonna be fine.
man. Are they afraid? One move. I mean, at this point, you have nothing to lose. Those kind of things you should go for. I know the Team Spirit are very good at responding, but it would have been a really nice thing to get the Sagas down, especially after you've committed a Static Storm. Now you can't really fight for 60, 70 seconds.
Yeah, at least they do have the wall and the exorcism still up if a fight breaks out. But it looks like Yatsuro's just going to split push out one lane, make sure he doesn't get engaged on it, and the collapse on the other there as well. You see him on the other side of the map, just making sure that tier 1 tower goes down. And one move, Afterlife, he's still farming in the jungle. We'll see that there's going to be a dive in though. Do they actually get the kill to Mumkushi? Mumkushi, he's going to go down again. The magic damage is way too much. He just could not stand up to the 3 heroes that are jumping on him.
Nah, he's gone, and the Storm Spirit will have a BKB. That becomes a big issue because now he has an Aegis, you can't kill him. And once he gets a BKB, again, you can't kill him. Your only physical damage is gonna come from the PA, especially burst physical damage. You have some from the exorcism, but you're not gonna be able to keep the Storm in place.
No, I like this from one move that they know where Team Spirit are, so they're just looking at 2-3 heroes to put the pressure onto Yatoro. Chase him away from those ancients, just make sure that he doesn't get the best out of this map. He's not getting everything for free. Meanwhile, that is happening again. Collapse is still pushing on this top lane. Collapse, has he even... I don't think he's died. No, 3-0-2 on this Beastmaster. He's having a really good time here, Collapse. All the damage in back lines now as well. Besides, he's got Ankrad. They have to get the kill onto the Death Prophet. Death Prophet, there's even telekinesis. The lift up as well. Ankrad trying to get himself away with that.
Stolen exorcism.
They get a sound from Law might go down. The Aegis is still not being popped. They get the drag back before he does go down now as well. Pantom, he's going to be the next target to get 2 of these. They might even be able to, they will be able to go for more. Get that tier 2 tower, and what's to stop them now going for that tier 3? 18 minutes in, 19 minutes in, and they're diving right towards the fountain.
Yeah, this has been the name of the game. Team Spirit diving, one move being helpless.
Yeah, no, that is, it kind of sums it up. Yeah, one move finding a couple of picks, but even, again, the Storm Spirit, he has that full BKB, he has the regen rune there as well. So all he needs to do is pop that BKB, dive himself away, pop the regen rune, and he gets himself out alive, no scratches. And yeah, 19 minutes in, Team Spirit, they take a Rax.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. It's... Death Prophet wants to use the exorcism. Rubik was ready, and the second that exorcism gets stolen and the fight is already lost, you know that you're going to be losing a lane of Rax. It doesn't matter how many glyphs you have, you're going to be in trouble. And they used all of those here. They're not going to have any to defend the mid lane tower. They're not going to have any to defend the bottom lane push. So Team Spirit right now, they're on a roll, and they're going to be looking to end this game really fast.
Yeah, and you can already see them moving around as 4 heroes. The anti-mage looking towards... It's so early, he doesn't even have the man to complete it off. In fact, he's going to go for a Sanjin Yasha. He's so far ahead, he doesn't even think he needs the split push potential of that Manta style.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about that SNY, even though I see it on Yatoro from time to time on heroes where I would expect a Manta. Yeah. I definitely, in this game in particular, don't see much usefulness of a status system, especially against the Tiny, against the Disruptor on an anti-mage. It doesn't do much for you. So I'm very much surprised about this one.
Yeah, and Pantom trying to do some, what looks like, some warning. And yeah, the odds this time. One move, right up there on the 9-1 odds, and Team Spirit just having a great time at the minute, and EGB obviously seeing them as the favorites coming into this match, so they're back and gonna go their way. Do they get to jump onto the anti-mage though? There is 3-4 heroes stacking around onto this, and no, Yatsuro's just gonna be able to blink himself away from the danger, and yeah, everybody on the side of one move just have to TP themselves back because Collapse just be able to apply the pressure with the rest of the team. They need to defend the tier 3 towers they have left.
Even though from our perspective this game is probably over, one move they still want to play it, and if you let another lane of Rax fall, you're gonna be in trouble. They're up against the Beastmaster. This is not gonna go good.
No, the BKB comes out from Lol, so he can just walk himself through that kinetic field, get himself away.
Again,
he's gonna try and do what he can here with the exorcism, but he's just gonna be taking too much damage. Vacuum comes back though. There was no wall used here. Afterlife just dropped that wall as he's trying to run himself away, but this is just in a position where the GG is gonna come out. Yeah, one move. He tried a last gasp attempt, but it did not work out.
This is Aincrad unconsciously telling Team Spirit, please win as fast as possible, giving them exorcism twice in a row, because you don't want to